Start by introducing myself. I'm Jamie DePape with Annelida Organics. I'm one of the founders and director of operations here. I guess I'll start by giving a little bit about Annelida and where we started and how this all came about. In early 2018, I was introduced to the idea of worm farm by one of our partners, Hai Lee. In that time, he kind of introduced the idea of worm farming to me, and I looked at him with a strange face and thought, what are we going to do with worms? I was in 25 years in the construction industry, general contractor, framer, and just no experience, I guess, in the agriculture and biological area. So ongoing from there, Hai kind of convinced me that it might be a fun venture to look at, and we did some extensive research into the biological side, and we noticed that there's a massive hole in the market. So long story short, a few months go by, we created a team of partners that we thought would be best suited to try and take something like this to market. Again, I'll start at the beginning here. Little bit about Annelida and how we became. In 2018, I was introduced to the idea of worm farming from a partner of ours, Hai Lee. He came to me with this idea and said that we'd be able to potentially divert thousands of pounds of landfill waste, or even hundreds of thousands of pounds in time per day, and in turn turning it into Mother Nature's black gold. So with that, we did some extensive research, put together a team, a diverse team, a motley crew, really, of people from all different walks of life. Ryan Maxwell, Jamie DePape, and Mike Launer, with different business attributes. And we kind of looked at this from the outside, took a look at the hole in the market, and allowed us to see the opportunity where we could not only give back to the environment, but allow farmers an opportunity to really feed the soil and give back to themselves, and give an opportunity for them to really capture Mother Nature and see what she's capable of. Over the last 50 to 70 years, we've done some extensive farming and lots of chemical inputs and tilling practices that depleted our soils. So that being said, it left us with a little bit of a problem where now our inputs have increased and our profitability has decreased, and sustainable farming is not always so sustainable. So what we looked at is then the opportunity to develop our first worm farm in 2019. We broke ground and built out our first fully automated flow-through digester worm farm in Stony Plain, Alberta. That worm farm was an 8,000 square foot building with 6 digesters, 80 feet long, 2 feet deep, 8 feet wide, a couple stories high, producing anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 pounds of castings per day. We were able to fine-tune that process with a lot of R&D and engineering over these last couple of years, and now have developed a second facility at the international airport where we expanded our production in order to facilitate the agriculture and horticulture sectors at a decent pace and acceptable volumes. And then we'd say, why worms, right? And one of the things about the worms that's so magical is that Mother Nature created them, and they're kind of like her little composters, and also they're able to break down and compost negative bacteria and negative herbicides and pesticides and all these things, that pathogens, and convert them to beneficial bacteria and microbes. And with the diversity of the feedstock that we were able to feed them, we could get a very diverse biological product from them. So that being said, we've now expanded into producing upwards of 10 to 15,000 pounds of very highly diverse, concentrated biological black gold, which is the worm castings. And then further to that, have learned how to, and through a lot of IP and technology, extract those microbes and create a liquid product that we can get upwards of a shelf life of 18 months, which allows us to take that small amount of production and take it to a large scale and easeability of use for the farming practices of today. They're able to take it out in their foliar spray or put it in furrow beside their seeds or any of the above. In most cases, Annelida products don't ask the farmer to extend their initial work that they're doing, where we generally can be put in with any of your program that's existing. If you were doing your herbicide pass or your pre-burn pass, we would have products that we could apply at those times with you through the Animax lines. The market that we've seen really had a large hole in good, diverse products. There's a lot of biological stuff out there that some people like to call snake oil, and we really feel that we've created something that nobody else has. We're able to produce a very consistent, highly biological product, like I said, on a large scale now, and scaling up every day just to meet the demands. With that being said, we're now into a 90,000 square foot facility in Nisku, which allows us to have a fully operational, fully robotic production facility that allows us to then in turn attack the market and supply the needs of the farmer at a decent scale. We've got a proprietary process that we call our Animax line, and we've got an Animax brewer that we use some PLCs and some specific technology that allows us to, like I said in the past here, is extract some of those microbes and really get a long shelf life without seeing any degradation or loss of beneficial biology or effectiveness. So that being said, 12 to 18 months from now, I'm taking the same product that I made last year, applying it on the field, pairing it up with some of our other magical little blends that are thankful to some of our partners and doctors that have created for us. Further to that, the Animax line, we've got products everywhere from our seed inoculant all the way down to granulars and then foliars in between that can be done at any pace. So it can be put in furrow, it can be put on as a foliar at your herbicide or pesticide stage, and then we can increase the plant vigor, reduce inputs, and give back to the soil at the same time. And really, Annelida's target is the technology was designed in order to really feed the soil to allow for less disease, increase disease resiliency, plant health, nutrition, all of the above, while reducing some inputs for the farmer to allow them to get profitability and increase their business. Okay, so through our technology, we are able to create consistent products at a somewhat of a global and large scale. That being said, with vigorous R&D, we've created a biology that we believe is unmatched in the market. And that's really through the diversity that we feed our worms in our process. Dynamax line really shines because of the true blends and a few of the other products that we've developed with some local doctors and biologists. And they pair amazingly well with our biology in the fact that we were able to take these products, pair them together at a 1-to-1 ratio, and then specifically target NPK solubilizing microbes and bacteria. And by doing so, we now know that we're feeding the right biology for the right job, depending on what we're trying to do in your field. If it's getting into the mid-season of growth, we would look at then increasing our phos solubilizations. So then we've got a true blend that would be necessarily a little bit higher on the phos side. So we use a 363, which is a peaking in the phos, which then targets those phosphorus solubilizing microbes and bacteria, and then allowing us to make that plant flower a little bit stronger and be better suited and nutritioned at that time. And then on to, the vision of Annelida and where we see this going and what we want to do is we really want to do is look forward for the farmer and not look back. We're trying to change things that we can do in the future without trying to go into old practices that didn't work. And that's why we changed and moved towards conventionals, and we did all the things that we had to in order to increase our yields and vigor and whatever else. But now we've ran into a little bit of a roadblock where we've introduced, hurdles, and now we're using more crop aids than we ever have and increasing the cost of the inputs and reducing profitability and all of the above. And now we've got hard pan and drainage and issues and having a hard time holding water in the soil, whereas microbes and bacteria and Annelida's products can really help with trying to regenerate the microbes and bacteria and the life that exists prior to all the, lack of a better term, poisons that we've done to the soil. So really the future of this is to allow the farmer an opportunity to not change everything that they're doing, but partner with them with a program so that we can allow you to take these products, pair them with yours, increase the efficacy and the efficiency of the products that you're already putting on the field, therefore allowing you to reduce the amount of salt-based fertilizers or crop aid products like glyphosates and whatever else, put them on at a lighter rate, therefore reducing the impact on the environment as well as increasing the profitability, less runoff into our streams and rivers and lakes that we all love to appreciate. And then move on to future generations with a healthy soil and healthy, diverse product. And the future of Annelida really is also, our vision is to be able to take this model and build worm farms in many cities all over the world and help divert landfill waste. We can take that landfill waste, anything food-based, plant-based, manures from inner city stables, cow, dairy farms. We can take that manure, feed it into our process, turn it into Mother Nature's black gold, and then take that biology and specifically target different areas and regions and problems and help fix them. So even as far as we're doing some reclamation projects where we can take pieces of the boreal forest, take that, inoculate it with our biology, and because of the extreme diversity, therefore multiply the NPK or the bacteria solubilizers and bacteria that you need in that soil in order for their native species to thrive. And that's basically what we've done for the organic ag side as well, is be able to give back to allow those nutrients to be available and really, really feed the soil while feeding the plant. And we want to take this model on a scale that's, across the world, really, and take this technology and grow and create programs for the farmer where we can give you data on your farm, read your soil samples, and help you through with the program. So we can take and say, if you're applying copper and furrow and it's not active and available, why don't we take it and put it as a foliar? By doing this, we're reducing some of your input costs, increasing your efficiencies again, and allowing you the opportunity to take that money, either put it in your pocket or apply it somewhere else to learn something more about your business and create a larger profit margin as well as a better product with higher nutritional value, which I don't think many farmers would turn their head to. On the final note, I guess, of what we're talking about, really, I'd like the opportunity to, get in front of some of these farmers and some more people so that we can put this stuff in the ground and see what it does and see if we can help your farm, because every farm has a different problem and every soil has a different need. So with trials and extensive trials with local farmers and in different regions, we can really learn a lot together. We've got continuous trials ongoing over the last few years, showing great results. Even this year with our seed treatments and some of our balanced products, extremely happy clients. We are a new and young company, so we're not looking to take on the world overnight, but we're definitely striving to go at a decent pace so that we can get out there and help as many people as possible. And with building on our technologies, it's scalable and able to do so. Further to that, I'd like to say thanks for the opportunity to get in front of you guys. I'd like you to give me the opportunity to speak to you personally and maybe have a chance to not stumble so much as I am when I do this. I'm not a professional speaker by any means, but I take a lot of pride in what I do. And as us at Annelida, we really are trying to change the world through a little bit of giving back to Mother Nature and then helping farmers and anybody in the food and horticulture space. So thank you very much for your time. Please take a look at our website, get online and see what we're all about. If the opportunity arises, let's get out there. I'll visit your farm personally and see what we can do to help you. Thank you very much.
No gluten? No problem. Regina is leading the way in gluten-free ingredients. Avena Foods mills sustainably, ethically grown oats and pulses to be fully gluten-free. From field to the oat milk in your fridge, with hardly anything in between. In Regina, specialty foods are our specialty. We are growing the impossible.